multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh.
Good morning, America.
I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Oh, when it all falls down, I'm telling you, when it all falls down. Welcome in. Hello to you, and you. Welcome into another edition of Brainley's Virtual Tour Live. By the way, can we please let Whitney Houston rest with her song with CeCe Winans for Count on Me, Ashley Darby, and to anybody else singing that song. You cannot sing here, there, or anywhere. Every time you sing that, the world loses a bit of itself. Please, for everybody's mental health, eardrums, and frequency of how they exist, please stop singing that. Good Lord Jesus, they are legends. Y'all are not. Moving on with that being said, welcome in. Glad to have all of you here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 destinations for y'all this morning. The end of TikTok, is it on the way? Wait till y'all hear what's been going on with TikTok. Seems like a new app is on the rise. And no, it's not Lemon 8. It's not the it's not that app. It was that app during the time where it was, will TikTok be around or will it not? But wait till you see it. Because it sounds like it is a HSN QVC app that nobody is paying attention to. And it looks like TikTok might be over. We already reported on the fact that the deals in the TikTok shop have been leaving. And we also have reported that TikTok is not paying creators. So creators are leaving the app, but wait till y'all hear more about TikTok. Then Carnival Cruise Line is doing something really, really big that other cruise lines have already been doing, but this is the first time that Carnival is doing it. Can't wait to tell you about that. Love is Blind, the new season is coming up, and y'all wait till y'all hear where they are trying to find love, and can they find it blind? Wait till y'all hear where. Nike, if you are a Nike consumer or customer, you need to be paying attention to this because this could definitely impact you in a huge way. We'll talk about that. Trevor Noah is coming back to host the Grammys one final time on CBS, and then in 2020, I think it's 2028, I believe, the Grammys are coming over to ABC, and then during that time, it will be the final Oscars on ABC, and then the Oscars will be on YouTube in 2029. So a lot going on in the world of media culture and social capital. Then, of course, Napster, that music platform that changed everything about the music industry. Well, the CEO of Pinterest told the CEO of Napster that they should stop using AI. Of course, the Napster CEO responded. We will read that response live. And finally, FAMU is having a good time with a huge event that you need to know about. We got all that for you and more. Higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we got to go on tour. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And one thing to know, and two things for sure, that over here on this channel, a lot happens early. Rolling.
It's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Julie Chen. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
Morning everywhere. Come on, get up.
I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Dave Price.
And it's a little early for this.
Now this it's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early. Every day's good when you're starting it off right. But I'm waiting for you in the daylight. And a lot happens early. Can you feel it? And I say,
Good morning, everybody.
Are you girls ready for the Jonas Brothers?
We have an early show exclusive. Yes.
A lot happens early.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot happens
Early.
The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.
It's a new morning.
Yes, it is a new morning. Julie Chen Moonves, and to Russ Mitchell, Dave Price, Harry Smith, and Maggie Rodriguez. You're absolutely right on this channel right here. A lot happens early. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully all is well with each and every single one of you. Let's get to the getting and doing what we do because, boy, we got a lot to talk about and a lot to get through. So let's get to it because TikTok. Ooh, TikTok. Man, the clock is ticking on y'all for damn sure. So here we go, everybody, from CNBC. TikTok users are deleting the app with removals up 150%. Let me say that two more times. 150%. 150% following U.S. joint venture. This came out yesterday, everybody. Key points: TikTok users have been deleting the app at a higher rate since the company announced that its U.S. operations will be housed in a new joint venture. The daily average of U.S. users deleting the TikTok app has increased nearly 150% over the past 5 days compared with the previous 3 months, market intelligence firm Sensor Tower told CNBC. Some users took to social media to voice the skepticism about the new joint venture after being prompted to agree to an updated privacy policy on Thursday. TikTok users have been deleting the app at a higher rate since the company announced that its U.S. operations will be housed in a new joint venture. The daily average of U.S. users deleting the TikTok app has increased nearly 150% over the past 5 days compared with the previous 3 months, market intelligence firm Sensor Tower told CNBC. Last Thursday, TikTok said it had formed a joint venture to keep the video sharing app operating in the United States under new American leadership. The company named Adam Presser, former TikTok's head of operations, as CEO of the joint venture. Some users took to social media to voice their skepticism about the new joint venture after being prompted to agree to an updated privacy policy on Thursday. Several social media posts pointed to language in the new policy that describes the types of data TikTok may collect, including sensitive information such as your racial or ethnic origin, as well as sexual life or sexual orientation, status as transgender, non-binary, citizenship or immigration status, or financial information. And you know why people are worried about this? Because we've had 3 deletions of U.S. citizens by ICE. Do you not think that they will not go into the TikTok database, find out every immigrant, even the ones that are naturally civilized, and either delete them or try to deport them? Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. And that's a real possibility. Y'all, at this point, we can't put nothing past nobody, okay? I really do believe that the U.S. government would use TikTok to cause hell upon the earth. I really do. I really do. I truly believe that. Despite the social media uproar, that language does not appear to be new. An archived version of the policy from August 2024 includes the same provisions. Those concerns appear to have weighed on sentiment around the app after the announcement of the joint venture, contributing to a spike of installs over the past several days. If I can delete my biggest platform because their terms of agreement censorship have got out of control, so can you. Creator Dre Arame posted on Threads, the micro-blogging service owned by Meta, also known as Facebook. Roan says she had nearly 400,000 followers on TikTok before deleting her account on Sunday. Other creators have reported problems posting to the app, with users complaining about outages and video uploads failing to go through. You know what's funny? Twitter, or X, also had outages. So I'm going to just assume that when the Singapore CEO of TikTok was running the company, there was no outages. I'm going to assume that when Jack Dorsey ran Twitter, there was no outages. Not everybody deserves to be wealthy, everybody, okay? All right, because wealth with an idle mind equals terror, right? Not everybody, child. Some people are actually utilizing their minds and their wealth to make good in the world, like Miss Bezos, who is a godsend to all these HBCUs and causes. Shout out to her. Protect her at all costs. Shout out to the 3 people here. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Glad to have y'all here. We're just talking about TikTok right now. The social media company hasn't communicated to its creator what the joint venture means for them. Nada Otomo, TikTok creator with over 4 million followers, told CNBC. That's why there's so much paranoia, because we're all kind of looking at this platform and we just don't know what's happening, she said. Okamoto told CNBC she has experienced issues with the app over the past several days, has been unable to upload videos for roughly 24 hours. Due to the uncertainty, she is continuing to post her content on Instagram and Google's YouTube. Online, there's a lot of conversation about, is this all coincidence or censorship, and what does this look like? Omoto said. For everything to be happening at once, it's very scary. A Twitter account associated with the TikTok joint venture said on Monday that the service issue was caused by a power outage at a U.S. data center. We're working with our data center partner to stabilize the service. We're sorry for this disruption and hope to resolve it soon, the account wrote. However, the increase in uninstalls has not translated into a meaningful drop in U.S. usage. TikTok's active user levels in the United States have remained relatively flat compared with the previous week, according to Sensor Tower. Competing apps, however, has seen a bump in interest. Sensor Tower data shows U.S. downloads for Upscroll, which we will get to that here in just a little bit, increased more than tenfold compared with the prior week, while Skylight Social rose 919%. 919%. Okay. I'm gonna zoom in on that percent so everybody can see it. Yeah, that's an actual percentage, okay? And that's why I'm gonna say Red Note, not Lemonade. Lemonade is a part of TikTok. But Chinese owned Red Note climbed 53% week over week. TikTok did not respond to requests for comment. Well. You know, it's interesting because they had the TikTok awards, and you know, I didn't hear. Oops, excuse me. Sorry, I had to get the coffee. I did not hear of two particular people at the TikTok awards. Were y'all not invited? Did TikTok not choose y'all? Or was the platform not big enough for it to be recognized? I'm just asking questions. That's all I'm asking. Like I said, we reported on the fact that the coupons within TikTok Shop on the lives and stuff, those are being deleted over time. We reported on that here on Brandon's Virtual Tour Live. We also reported that TikTok is not paying content creators like they used to. So people are leaving. So when you see a new app rising to 919% and a Chinese-owned app that's a competitor climbing to half of an increase in downloads, I mean, what did y'all expect was going to happen? Did y'all really think that the U.S. venture was going to be for the culture? No, it wasn't. We all saw this a mile away. And more than likely, hear ye, rather. You know that platform Truth Social and 47 Media? Who's to say, right, that Truth Social is not on TikTok? You know what? Let's look at that. Truth Social TikTok. Okay, so the president's on TikTok, and I believe the White House is on TikTok, right? But I'm not seeing Truth Social on TikTok. Okay. So, yep. So I'm not seeing Truth Social on TikTok. But the fact that the White House, right, and the president's been on TikTok for a long time, but the White House is on TikTok too. Yeah, you heard me correctly. So this thing of Truth Social being state-run social media, if you don't think that the president don't want to get in on this TikTok thing, you're out your mind. Because I could so see 47 Media saying, can we get a stake in that? I would not be surprised. Would not be surprised. And allegedly, since his first year of office, the president has pulled in $1.4 billion. Moving on. So, for everybody wondering what's going on here with the immigration status collection, here it is from TechCrunch, a great website for anything the startups, venture capital, everything in between. If you need any intel on the tech side of the industry, this is where you go. And there's many others like Engadget, CNET.com. Trying to think what else. There's plenty of them. Great sites. TikTok users freak out over app's immigration status collection. Here's what it means. With the change in TikTok ownership, TikTok users in the U.S. are collectively freaking out over the company's updated privacy policy after being alerted to the changes through an in-app message. The revised document details the U.S. joint venture's conditions for using its service, including the specific location it may collect. Many users are also posting on social media about language found in the policy, which says that TikTok could collect sensitive information about its users, including their sexual life or sexual orientation, status as transgender or non-binary, citizenship, or immigration status. Despite the panic, this disclosure isn't new and doesn't mean what many users fear. The same language appeared in TikTok's privacy policy before the ownership deal closed, and it's primarily there to comply with the state privacy laws like California's Consumer Privacy Act, which requires companies to agree to disclose what what sensitive information is collected. Similar disclosures appear in other social media apps' policies. To understand why users are concerned and why the policy reads this way, it helps to look at both the current political climate and the legal requirements TikTok is navigating. Specifically, the policy states that TikTok could process information from users' content or what they may share through surveys, including information about their racial, ethnic origin, national origin, religious beliefs, mental or physical health diagnosis, sexual orientation, sexual life or sexual orientation, status as transgender or non-binary, citizenship or immigration status, or financial information. It is not surprising that Americans would find this type of language troubling, especially given the current political climate. The escalation of immigration enforcement under the 47 administration has led to widespread protests across the country, which has now come to a head in Minnesota. On Friday, hundreds of businesses closed their doors in an economic blackout to protest the presence of immigration and customs enforcement, ICE, in the state. The move follows weeks of clashes between Minnesota residents and ICE agents, which has led to thousands of arrests and the death of American citizen Renee Good. The TikTok algorithm has officially taken over, and it is dystopian as hell. So get out now while you can. When you accept the offer, it asks for additional tracking info such as citizenship, immigration status, still being verified, binary and non-binary status. While apparently there's a way to leak TikTok without accepting the terms, but it's hard to verify. So here it is here. So right here it says, damn it. Let me see, open image new tab. Yeah, it doesn't really show that. Looks like it's on a Reddit. It says, let me see. Cloudy fruit. Okay, hang on, let me see something. Reddit. TikTok. Trying to see here. Give me a moment, yeah, because I want to pull up that for you all. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. That's one of them, but that's not what I'm looking for. Go back to this here. Cloudy fruit. CLOUDYFRUIT. Okay, so here it is here. I want to show y'all this. So if you are looking to delete TikTok, okay, here it is. Turn both Wi-Fi and cellular data off. Okay, that's number one. Number two, reopen the app and navigate to settings and privacy. That's number 2. Number 3, click on settings and privacy. Don't be alarmed. This will take a minute or so to load. Do not exit out. Number 4, click deactivate account. At this point, it will tell you that there is no internet connection. While staying on the app, turn Wi-Fi and cellular back on. That's your cellular cell phone data, okay? Do not close the app. Keep open while doing this, okay? The deactivation or delete account options will pop up, and you will continue the process. Continue through the process until you deleted your account. So, everybody, you can pause that there. You can read it. You can do whatever you need to do. And I'm giving this information too because even though it was a part of the policy before, have you not seen this administration and the hell we're going now? And the words of Tucker Carlson, which I can't believe I'm saying this, that if they can tell you what to think, how to move, and how to be, then there is unmistakable that they have control. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said, because when Tucker Carlson said that about Charlie Kirk's deletion, he was basically saying this administration is fucked up for trying to tell us this, that, and the third, and what we should consume in terms of thinking. So I'll leave that up for just a little bit so everybody can get that. Shout out to Cloudy Fruit and the Reddit TikTok for making it do what it do with this. Like I said, I'm not really on TikTok like that, no how. I'm really not. I got on TikTok because of Melody Cherie. Well, actually, no. Actually, I had TikTok way before her, actually. Yeah, I did. She was a part of it. It was what it was. Great chapter. And sometimes chapters close. And sometimes they're supposed to close. And sometimes they need to close. Just keep it a buck. But I really don't get on TikTok like that. The only time I ever get on is like just to kind of update people. Like, hey, I'm still alive. I'm still good. But with creators not getting paid like they used to, these policy terms that the government could go in and use your TikTok information to come delete you virtually or in reality is terrifying as fuck. And not to mention too, the TikTok shop with the discounts being deleted. This is a terrifying thing. So I'm gonna leave this up all the way to the 30-minute mark, and then we're gonna continue on. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this with y'all because this is important for us to know. And like I said, wherever we don't confront, we allow. You know what I mean? So it's quite sad. It is quite sad indeed, where we are as a society that, you know, freedom is only now a word. And it's so sad to say that because there's this chart where it shows you like the range of how long we've been free. And it goes to show you that, you know, we really haven't been free. And, you know, freedom really depends on who has the keys. And yeah, it's unnerving. It really is unnerving. And thank God that, you know, YouTube is going to be okay. Thank God Instagram is going to be okay. But we need everybody now to stand the fuck up and say, hey, listen, at the beginning, middle, end of the day, these are our platforms, okay? If you ain't here for us, we ain't here for you. And I remember there was a video clip of Pharaoh Cousins talking about the government shutdown that could be pending, right, with DHS, Department of Homeland Security. And apparently they run FEMA, even though that should be under the human health and services, right? Human health services, rather. And Pharaoh Cousins said that hopefully there is no tornadoes, there is no blizzards, there is no anything. And, we weighed out the pros and the cons and hold firm in not funding ICE. And when Pharaoh Cousins said that, I'm like, you know what? I receive what he's saying, because at some point in time, we got to be fed up with the bullshit. So if the app is getting deactivated, right? If it's getting deplatformed, if it's getting uninstalled by 150%, eventually this U.S. venture, as long as it took to form, is going to go to shit. And it's quite sad, because TikTok has done a lot for content creators. It's done a lot for entrepreneurs. It's done a lot for fandoms. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I wish Disney would have bought it. I wish some U.S. entity would have bought it, so they would have control. But this is where we are. Because everybody else, for ignoramus, bastard, racist, bigot, sexist, and everything in between, who is nothing but everything else and not a child of God. Him, his administration, his fucking damn supporters. Okay? So, there's what you need to know right there for deleting TikTok without accepting their terms. Don't worry. Like I said, I'm leaving this up here for a good long while. So I'll probably give it to y'all for until the 33-minute mark, and then we'll move on. But I want everybody to have the accessibility, the information, and the power to be able to have their freedom on social media. You do not have to accept terms that you do not have to agree with. You don't. You don't. And this is giving me the vibes of Vine and Musically, and how those broke down, and then they came back in new forms. Do I think that TikTok will ever come back? No, I don't think so. I think that TikTok is essentially dead. I do. Sorry. What you want me to say? And this is my sorry for 2004. I ain't gonna mess up no more this year. And I take my one chance and make it real clear. Damn, I'm sorry. Shout out to Ruben Studdard. But yeah, TikTok is dead. So all the entrepreneurs that are on there, I said nothing but love, grace, and space to them. And I remember saying this about Melody Cherie. She needed to expand it to other platforms, like the 7th Avenue Cruise, the 7th Avenue Beauty Cruise, the Con, the Summit, the 7th Avenue Beauty, weekend, getaways. She needed to expand to those, but she did not, and that's her complete right. She is fully grown. But when you lay dormant on one platform and you don't have diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging in your business, that's when you fail, because there's not enough avenues for people to invest in the platform. Now, I'm not wishing Melody Cherie to fail. I'm not. I don't wish anybody to fail. I really don't. Because if I'm wishing for you to fail, then I might as well wish myself to fail. All we got is each other. But also, too, we can keep it a buck, call a spade, and say what needs to be said about business. So, all right, y'all. Let's get back to our article here. Right here. Here we go. There's been a lot of misinformation around the new TikTok deal, so I spent the morning reading the new terms of service and privacy policy. Most of the things people are shaking their fists over are pretty standard, but what's not standard is the closeness to the government. But I have been able to corroborate the screenshot going around that specifically mentions collecting user info about non-binary / trans status and immigration citizenship status. So all of this right here. That is good to see, Solana. That's very good to see. So this is everything that you need right here, right? Right here. You may include sensitive personal information, such as defined under applicable state privacy laws, such as information from users under the relevant age threshold, information you disclose in survey responses, or in your user context about your racial or ethnic origin, national origin, religious belief, mental or physical health diagnosis, sexual life, sexual orientation, such as transgender or non-binary citizenship, immigration status, or financial information. Okay. So, like I said, I'm not saying that the government is going to use TikTok to cause hell, destruction, and terror, but based on what's happening out here, anything is possible. And to all of the black TikTok content creators, and there's some YouTubers, okay, they're on TikTok. Y'all need to be talking about this shit too, because this impacts everybody. See, this is one of those times where we gotta be out of Cardi B and Carissa Shields and everybody else. Because guess what? Carissa Shields on TikTok, this impacts her. Cardi B, this impacts her too. When you don't understand the assignment is bigger than you, that's where you fuck up. Y'all remember that Trojan horse that came in, destroyed everything? It's because nobody expected it. So being distracted by entertainment, and like I said, I cover entertainment news, but I also cover other things. There's a balance here. But our lives begin to end when we become silent on the things that matter. And this needs to matter. Because guess what? If they can go after TikTok, right? The U.S. government right, can go after TikTok, then who's to say they won't go after YouTube? In the sense of information of YouTube and Twitter, which Elon Musk will gladly give that information away for free. Facebook, Instagram, Clubhouse, Kick, Twitch. Need I say more? This is bigger than TikTok. And I'm going to need y'all to wake the fuck up to that shit. Moving on. But the privacy policy language predates these concerns. In TikTok's earlier policy update on August 19, 2024, the company explained that some of the information it collects and uses may constitute sensitive personal information under state privacy laws. Then it proceeds to list those same categories as examples. The legal reason is straightforward. The policy's specific specificity around types of sensitive information has to do with the state privacy laws, like California's California Privacy Rights Act, CPRA, and the California Consumer Privacy Act of 2018, CCPA. The latter, for instance, requires businesses to inform consumers when they collect sensitive information, which the law defines as including things like a consumer social security number, driver's license, state identification card and passport number, a consumer's account, log-in financial account, debit card or credit card number, in combination with any required security or access code, password, or credentials allowing access to an account. So when you're going in to like buy stuff from 7th Avenue or Canvas Beauty or, you know, whatever company, right? There's Goalie on there. I think Comfort is on there. Comfort is, you know, the weighted blanket stuff. There's plenty of businesses that are on there. But this is important for entrepreneurs because the government could come after your customers. Let me say that 2 more times. The government could come after your customers. The government could come after your customers. I know this is the shit that is so boring, lackadaisical, and nobody really wants to give a fuck about. But y'all, all we got is each other. Okay? This impacts everybody. Whether you are a viewer of social media or a consumer of social media. Like I said, I know my media nerd brain sometimes get on y'all nerves. But without media, we wouldn't have a world. Held to the low. This is media. YouTube is media. Media is YouTube. Get back to it. a consumer's precise geolocation, a consumer's racial or ethnic origin, citizenship or immigration status, religious or philosophical beliefs, or union membership, the contents of a consumer's mail, email, and text messages, unless the business is the intended recipient of the communication, a consumer's genetic data, a consumer's nutra data, biometric information for the purposes of uniquely identifying a customer, personal health, personal information rather collected and analyzed concerning a consumer's health, personal information collected and analyzed concerning a consumer's sex life or sexual orientation of no citizenship and immigration status was specifically added to the category of sensitive personal information when California Governor Gavin Newsom signed AB 947 into law on October 8th, 2023. Because of the in-app alert time to the deal's closure, a requirement because of the new legal entity, many people are now reading through TikTok's terms for the first time, seeing this language and fearing the words they are posting to social media about their concerns and warning others. Some are even threatening to delete their accounts. TikTok's new terms allow immigration status collection mandatory to accept. Let me read that 2 more times for y'all. TikTok's new terms allow immigration status collection mandatory to accept the app. Sorry, let me read that sentence 1 more time before I read the other thing. TikTok's new terms allow immigration status collection mandatory to accept. The app is now controlled by 47 allies with financial ties to its administration. The app is now controlled by 47 allies with financial ties to its administration. The app is now controlled by 47 allies with financial ties to its administration. Larry Ellison, David Ellison, Oracle. They support president. Raid is raiding everywhere. Deleted. You are building their database. That part. Hacked reality. Very well done to you. That is the biggest thing here. So sometimes you gotta show people that fat meat means greasy, okay? You gotta be able to stand for something. You gotta be able to stump the yard bigger than just what's trending, right? And so people are gonna do what they want to do. Like I said, I really don't get on TikTok like that. I really don't. I always thought that TikTok was a unique platform for community, but I never really understood the power of TikTok. Now, music-wise, TikTok has changed the music industry in such a big way. And they've changed it for business. But now, and with those two platforms, right, with the music industry and the entrepreneurship industry, those industries are stable. But for content creators, you're only known for 60-second clips, right? And the longest you can upload, I believe now, is 10 minutes. We talked about the fact that TikTok has been experimenting with 60-minute uploads, right? And of course, TikTok Live has become, I think, the second biggest streaming platform right behind YouTube. But, and I'm not wishing this, but imagine if ICE were to go to Hollywood, right, and take an immigrant who was a contestant on American Idol. Like, y'all, they went to schools to raid a school where children are. They've raided synagogues. They don't care. This comment right here says everything. You're building their database. To all the advertisers, the choice is yours. I'm sorry, as a company, my employees and my customers would matter a lot more than being on a fucking app. And I know that's easy for me to say because I ain't got no company, this, that, and the third. But my Lord, when does principle matter over just being seen to look like you're somebody? When does that come into play? When does that come into play? When does that come into play? I'm just asking questions. Right here, TikTok update its privacy policy January 22nd, 2026. TikTok collects everything you upload, including drafts you never post. DMs and messages are collected and reviewed. AI prompts and AI responses you enter are stored and used to improve their systems. They access clipboard content when you copy and paste into the app. Context can be pulled from your phone if syncing is on. TikTok is not a safe place for anyone anymore. And right here, technical information from your device, network, and application, including your IP address, user agent, mobile carrier, time zone settings, identifiers for advertising purposes, the model of your device, the device system, network type, your screen resolution, and operating system, the app and file names and types, keystroke patterns or rhythms, battery state, audio settings, and connected audio devices. We automatically assign device IDs and user IDs and may use this and other information to identify your activity across devices. The TikTok's policy is saying that as a part of operating its app, it may process sensitive information, especially if it's the subject of someone's video, and that is agreeing to process that sensitive information in accordance with applicable law. The policy even references the CCPA by name as an example of the applicable laws TikTok is agreeing to. TikTok is required under those laws to notify users in the privacy policy that sensitive information is being collected, how it is being used, and with whom it is being shared, explains Jennifer Daniels, a partner at law firm Blank Rome, where she provides counsel on regulatory and general corporate law matters. Her colleague, Philip Yanella, co-chair of Blank Rome's Privacy, Security, and Data Protection Practice, points out that TikTok likely decided to include this language in its privacy policy because of litigation concerns. For instance, he says that lately he has seen several demands under the California Invasion of Privacy Act, CIPA, from plaintiffs' lawyers who allege that the collection of racial, immigration, and ethnic data. A similar type of disclosure to TikToks can be found in other social media apps, though some companies are keeping the explanations more high level, while others like TikTok will list out the precise categories that are legally defined as sensitive information for clarity. Still, at least one lawyer consulted by TechCrunch noted that spelling out these specific details so precisely can actually make things less clear to the end users. As a point of comparison, Meta's or Facebook's privacy policy is fairly granular too, though it doesn't specifically include immigration status as one of its examples of sensitive information. Right here, information categories we use. See what information do we collect for more detail on each information category. The actual information we use depends on your factual circumstances, but could include any of the following: your activity and information you provide, any information with protections that you choose to provide, such as your religious views, your sexual orientation, your political views, health, racial or ethnic origin, philosophical beliefs, or trade union membership, or as a part of service you choose to participate in, and where you have given your explicit consent. Information with special protections. You might choose to provide information about your religious beliefs, your sexual orientation, political views, health, racial or ethnic origin, philosophical beliefs, or trade union membership. These and other types of information could have special protections under the laws of your jurisdiction, rather. Users on social media often share deeply personal topics, explains Ashley Diftorum, associate at Kinsla Hawley Urser Steinkaper, KHIKS. I am so sorry if I butchered that, y'all. So sorry to that company. My bad. A business litigator with experience representing software and technology companies. TikTok is essentially saying that if you disclose something sensitive, that information becomes a part of the content the platform technically collects, she tells TechCrunch. Policies like this are often look alarming because they are written for regulators and litigators, not for ordinary consumers. That said, the word can be understandably strike users as intrusive, even when it's laid out so bluntly. TikTok did not respond to a request for comment. Of course, sharing content on social media sites isn't without risk, particularly under authoritarian governments that target its own citizens. Oh, that would be the United States now. These apps collect gobs of data, and governments get that lost to gain access to it. Going back to hack reality, feared building their database. Ironically, the decision to move TikTok's U.S. operations to the U.S. under new ownership was due to this exact concern, but with China then seen as a potential threat. When it was under Chinese law, we actually woke up every day and used TikTok just fine. And now people are downloading or uninstalling it because of the president. So who's the real threat? So would it be fair to say that the president is a domestic terrorist? Would it be fair to say that his supporters are domestic terrorists? Would it be fair to say that his administration is domestic terrorists? The call is from inside the house, as they say. Chinese laws require companies to assist with state intelligence and data security, including its 2017 National Intelligence Law and its 2021 Data Security Law. The fear among U.S. lawmakers was that TikTok's ownership by a Chinese entity, ByteDance, could put U.S. citizens at risk, either via surveillance or so changes to the app's algorithm designed to influence or promote Chinese propaganda. Well, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? Now people in the U.S. are more worried about their own government's surveillance rather than China's. Yeah. That's where we are at 11:51 in the morning on the 27th day of January in 2026. Now, let's roll on because we do have more about TikTok here. TikTok attributes recent glitches to a power outage at U.S. data center. As snowstorms pelted the U.S. on Sunday, TikTok users report widespread issues with the app, like problems loading comments or unexpected behavior from the For You page algorithm. For some users, the problem continues to persist. The timing of these outages lines up with the long-awaited creation of a separate U.S. TikTok entity. Now, when they say long-awaited, that don't mean we waited for that shit. No one waited for a U.S. entity of TikTok. No one. Not here, there, or anywhere. Okay, that's the culture we are. No one asked for this. Last week, which the U.S. government mandated due to concerns about the Chinese government potentially accessing user data via the app's former parent company, ByteDance. Now, ByteDance owns less than 20% of the new U.S. TikTok U.S. DS joint venture, while managing investors like Oracle, Silver Lake, and MGX own 15% each. However, the TikTok USDS joint venture stated in a post on Twitter that these issues were caused by a power outage at a U.S. data center. Since yesterday, we've been working to restore our services following a power outage at a U.S. data center impacting TikTok and other apps we operate. The company said we are working with our data center partner to stabilize our service. We're sorry for this disruption and hope to resolve it soon. According to user report data from Down detected the outages impacting users across the country. TikTok's reasoning for the glitches is logical, given that more than 1 million people in the U.S. have been impacted by power outages after the massive storm, but some users are suspicious given how soon the outages occurred after the U.S. joint venture was formally established. The outage also overlaps with ongoing protests in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where thousands of ICE agents have been deployed since early January as ICE Acting Director Todd Lyons called the largest immigration operation ever. And by the way, the U.S. Border Patrol, agent, the one that looks kind of like has Johnny Test hair, and that's no disrespect to Johnny Test, a great cartoon. Apparently, he is leaving. He's on his way out for retirement. How convenient after a U.S. Border Patrol agent deleted a U.S. citizen, and now you want to retire. Okay, child. On Saturday, Border Patrol agents pawed and deleted Alex Preety, marking ICE's second murder of a civilian in Minneapolis this month, but it's been 3 deaths by ICE's hands, and also Kristi Noem's hands. And all the agents at all the offices across the country. Yep, y'all hands were a part of that murder. Yep, all 3 of them. Yep, I'm saying that. Sure I am. The president can say whatever he wants to. Moving on. In the wake of the killing, some TikTok users said they had trouble searching on the app for information about the events in Minneapolis. Shocking. The app malfunctions and then led to panic about the possibility of government censorship. However, TikTok attributes these issues to its concurrent data center outage. Bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. People have also expressed concern over the weekend about TikTok's updated privacy policy, which includes language that allows TikTok to collect data about users, including their sexual life or sexual orientation status, as transgender or non-binary, citizenship or immigration status. However, as TechCrunch report, some of these disclosures are not new and had appeared in TikTok's privacy policy prior to the ownership's deal closed, primarily to comply with California's Consumer Privacy Act. While the recent TikTok outages and privacy policy changes seem to be one of the problems with bad timing, Americans do have reason to be cautious about social media surveillance, especially in times of political unrest. And with that being said, we do have more, everybody, here from Variety.com. Hack star Megan Stalter deletes TikTok after claiming new U.S. ownership is blocking videos about ICE. Information is powerful if you utilize it. Platform says disruption is due to power outage. Okay, here we go, everybody. Hacks break out. Megan Stalter has deleted her TikTok account after claiming the app's new ownership and censoring videos criticizing ICE. However, the platform has pointed to a power outage at a U.S. data center that has delayed the posting of new content. The comedian, who had over 287,000 followers on the app, posted on Instagram saying that she'll be deleting her account because TikTok is under new ownership and we are completely being censored and monitored. Stalter claimed that she is unable to upload anything about the U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement, which she signified with an ice cube emoji, even after I tried to trick the page by making it look like a comedy video. Let's delete the app. Love you. So this is what she posted here. And let me tell you something. For a celebrity to delete their platform is huge. And I know that y'all could be like, well, we don't give a damn about them. Y'all, it is huge. For somebody who worked hard, whether you are a content creator, you are a celebrity, entrepreneur, or whoever you are in a position of power, for you to have worked as hard as you've done on any platform, and for you to stand for something, knowing that your reach could be minimized, and that could impact your bank account, and that could impact how your family gets fed, that is a noble sacrifice that should be noticed, respected, and appreciated. Like I said, the assignment is bigger than Chris Shields, Cardi B, and everybody else that people want to talk about today, because this impacts everybody. Last week, TikTok owner ByteDance closed a deal to form TikTok US, a joint venture majority owned by American investors, which brings TikTok into compliance with the US's divest or ban law. Rather, this prohibits distribution in the United States of any app that is more than 20% owned by a foreign adversary, in this case, China, due to fears that the Chinese government could use the app to spy on Americans or spread propaganda, which is what the United States is doing now. So fucking great. Holy. TikTok's US 3 managing investors include Silver Lake, Oracle, and Abu Dhabi state-owned investment firm MGX, each holding 50%. In a statement posted to its new Twitter account on Monday, the TikTok USDS joint venture wrote, "Since yesterday, we've been working to restore our services following a power outage at a US data center impacting TikTok and other apps we operate. We're working with our data center partner to stabilize our service. We're sorry for this disruption and hope to resolve it soon." When the keyword ICE is searched on the platform, content that is critical of the agency does still appear. An update later on Monday said the network had been recovered, but the outage caused a cascading systems failure that could cause multiple bugs, slower load times, or timed out requests from posting new content. In addition, TikTok said this could cause creators to temporarily see 0 views or likes on their videos. Outrage over the 47 administration's deportation initiative using ICE reached a fever pitch over the weekend when federal agents in Minneapolis palled and deleted Alex Preeti, a 37-year-old ICU nurse during protests in the city over the death of Renee Good, who was also palled and deleted by ICE, both for U.S. citizens. And there was one other person. We reported on him here on Brainley's Virtual Tour Live from BlackNews.com. He was using an AK-47 rifle and, was trying to celebrate this and the third, and a Border Patrol agent deleted him as well. So 3 deletions by ICE Border Patrol agents of U.S. citizens. The Department of Homeland Security claimed that Preeti and Good was powdered in self-defense. Those were all lies. Like they are lies. Many celebrities have taken to social media to voice their anger, including Phineas, who claimed on Instagram that his video speaking about ICE had also been shadow banned and reposted by Salter stars like Olivia Wilde. And Natalie Portman also wore ICE out pins over the weekend at Sundance Film Festival, speaking to Variety on the red carpet for her latest directorial debut, The Invite. Wilde said she was appalled at the sick amount situation. We cannot go another day just sort of accepting this as our new norm. It's outrageous. She said people are being murdered. I don't want to normalize seeing people being murdered on the internet, on film. It's hideous. And so if we can do anything out here to support the movement of ICE, to cast ICE out, to delegitimize this unbelievable criminal organization, then that's what we should be doing. Shout out to Olivia Wilde making it do what it do there. Now, information on this app called Upscroll, sees surge in downloads following TikTok's U.S. takeover. In the wake of TikTok's U.S. ownership change last week, some users are seeking out alternative platforms. One app that is gaining traction is called Upscroll. We'll go over that website here in just a little bit. A social network that pledges to remain impartial to political agendas. The app currently ranks 12th in Apple's App Store and 2nd in the social networking category. Upscroll blends familiar features from Instagram and Twitter, letting users share photos, videos, and text posts, discover new content, and send direct messages. The app was founded last year by Azim Haja, a Palestinian, Jordan, Australian technologist, with the aim of giving users a place to freely express their thoughts, share moments, and connect with others, according to the app's website. The team behind the app says they're building a platform that belongs to the people who use it, not to hit algorithms or outside agendas. Upscroll is the foundation for a digital ecosystem that puts the power back into the hands of the people, not the corporations. Haja said in a statement on Upscroll's website, is more than just an alternative to Facebook, Twitter, or TikTok. It's reimagining what social media should be, a space where creators, communities, and businesses thrive independently with real control, transparency, and accountability. The app, available on both iOS and Android, is grappling with a surge of new users, but says it's scaling up to keep up with the demand. According to data from market intelligence provider App Figures, Upscroll saw approximately 41,000 downloads between Thursday, the day the TikTok deal was finalized, and Saturday, accounting for nearly 1/3 of its lifetime installs. Upscroll has seen an average of about 14,000 daily downloads since Thursday, representing a 2,850% increase. Let me say that 2 more times. 2,850% increase. 2,850% increase in daily downloads. In total, the app has been downloaded 140,000 times to date, with 75%, or 75,000 rather, of those being US-based installs. Well, this is new. You showed up so fast, our servers tapped out, the company wrote in a post on Twitter. Frustrating, yes. Emotional, also yes. We're a tiny team with what big tech stopped being. Right now, we're scaling on caffeine to keep up with what you started. Bear with us, we're on it. Now, this is what I love about a company who understands the assignment. They're like, okay, we know that TikTok sucks ass. Been sucked ass, has always sucked ass, and y'all caused a problem for us, but we're going to be a solution about it. So, and TikTok, don't get mad at me. You're not paying content creators, you're censoring people, and it has been reduced to a QVC HSN app that nobody's paying attention to. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at yourself. Because in the words of DJ Khaled, congratulations, you played yourself. Moving on. The surge comes as TikTok announced last Thursday that it signed a new deal with a group of non-Chinese investors to form an American-owned joint venture to keep the social app operating in the United States. TikTok's Chinese parent, ByteDance, owns less than 20% of the new entity, while the venture's 3 managing investors, Oracle, private equity firm Silver Lake, and Abu Dhabi's based investment company MGX, each hold a 50% stake. Some users worry that TikTok's new U.S. investors may have political allegiances to 47 and does. Following the takeover, some users accused the app of potentially censoring certain political content. This criticism included a handful of high-profile users, including Senator Chris Murphy and singer Billie Eilish, who raised concerns that TikTok was suppressing unlimited posts criticizing ICE. Additionally, some said they were unable to search for information about ongoing protests in Minneapolis following the deletion of Alex Preeti by Border Patrol agents. However, TikTok attributed these issues to an ongoing data center outage, which has been impacting its app's functionality. We just saw the update that is back on, but there's still ramifications from that outage. Concerns also grew when TikTok released an updated privacy policy that allows the app to track users' GPS coordinates. I think of The Running Man, ladies and gentlemen, that just came out with Glenn Powell. If you have not seen that, watch it. It is fucking terrifying. Okay. All right, moving on. Among other things, this led to some users encouraging people to delete the app in favor of alternatives, Upscroll being one of the popular choices, largely due to its promise not to shadow ban anyone and gives every post a fair chance to be seen. Upscroll isn't the only app that has seen a surge in users following the takeover. Skylight, a TikTok alternative built on open source technology, says it has now topped over 380,000 signups and is continuing to grow. Also, RedNote, which is Chinese owned, is up 53%. So here is Upscrolled right here. So this is what it will look like right there. So it's got the familiarity of Instagram and Twitter there. So that's what it will look like. 4.9 rating. So you can chat with friends in real time, be who you are, stay informed, your space without limits, explore and interact, share little moments. So right here is the difference here. Upscroll, everyone who follows you and browse content discovery, check. The others, maybe if the algorithm allows it. Algorithm simple ranking. Others complex and manipulative. Child banning, not a thing. Others slightly used against critical voices. Feed control, chronological or user driven. Algorithm decides what you see. No data sales ever. Your data is the prize. Built to let you log off. Designed to keep you scrolling. Content moderation, human-led and transparent. Opaque, inconsistent, and often political. The others. Target user, everyday creators and activists. The others, advertisers. Backed by over 1,000 five-star reviews from users around the world. So that's everything you need to know. So I will show you it on Google Play and App Store, so that way you guys can be in the know. So here is what it will look like in the App Store right here. Okay, so if you got an iPhone, iPad, this is what it's going to look like. And you have here, you see
Hello, Moto.
sorry y'all. So extremely user friendly, but does have problems. Any new app will have problems, but this is what it looks like here on Upscrolled, right there on Apple, and then right here on Google Play. Okay, so there it is. There, I want to show you guys that. And then here is TikTok alternative Skylight, source of 380,000 users after TikTok's US deal finalized. So Skylight, let's see if we can pull up Skylight. Yep, we can. A TikTok alternative built on open source technology is benefiting from concerns that arose over TikTok's US change in ownership last week. The startup, a maker of a short form vertical video app similar to TikTok, says it has now topped over 380,000 users and is continuing to grow after a busy weekend. Launched last year and backed by Mark Cuban, former shark of Shark Tank, by the way. Other investors, Skylight's mobile app is built on the AT protocol, the technology that also powers the decentralized Twitter rival Blue Sky, which is also owned by Jack Dorsey, the former owner and creator of Twitter, which now has north of 42 million users. Okay. Skylight, co-founded by CEO Tori White and Chief Technology Officer Reed Harmeyer, offers a built-in video editor, user profile, support for likes, commenting, and sharing, and the ability for community curators to create custom feeds for others to follow. So this is Skylight right here. The app has now over 150,000 videos uploaded directly to the platform. It can also stream videos from Blue Sky because of its AT protocol integration. Heimeyer said Saturday that 1.4 million videos were played on the app the day before, up 3 times over the past 24 hours. The app has also seen signups increase more than 150%. Other noteworthy stats include over a 50% increase in returning users and over 40% rise in video played on average and over 100% increase in posts created. This surge was likely triggered by concerns over TikTok's change in ownership and its unfortunately timed technical glitches. TikTok announced on January 22nd the establishment of TikTok's USDS joint venture LLC, designed to comply with 47's executive order requiring the company's U.S. operations to be sold to a group of American investors. TikTok's Chinese parent ByteDance will now own less than 20% of the entity. The deal was a result of increased tensions between the United States and China, which led concerns that TikTok could be a threat to national security, but not the president, his administration, his supporters, and ICE, and anybody else that don't want anybody that doesn't look like them, sound like them, or agree with them being around in the United States of America or in the world. Moving on. Holy. Both by collecting data on U.S. citizens and through algorithmic influence now. However, some TikTok users are now worried about the new American investors in their region 47. Those concerns grew to a head when TikTok pushed out updated privacy policy, which includes permission to track users' GPS coordinates, among other things. Users also point to language in the privacy policy that said the app would track immigration status, although that language was not new and its inclusion has to do with adherence to state privacy laws. Some users began encouraging people to delete the app. While it's unknown how many TikTok users actually followed through, what is clear is that some people sought out alternatives. Over the weekend, Skylight CEO Tori White said the app added around 20,000 new users and is continuing to grow. So far this January, the app has seen around 95,000 monthly active users. While credited the app's more open, customizable nature as the force behind its growth. While Skylight has made notable gains, it's still overshadowed by TikTok, which is with its approximately 200 million monthly active users. Still, Skylight's founders believe their approach provides an opening for growth. We've seen what happens when one person dictates what's pushed into people's feeds. White told TechCrunch, not only does it harm our creators' connection with their followers, but the entire health of the platform. That's why we built Skylight Social on open standards, right? We want to create a user power to be guaranteed by the technology, not an empty promise, but irrevocable right. So here is Skylight Social, your feed, your rules, right there. You're in full control. The AT protocol, the open network, powering 40 million plus users. This means your audience and content travel with you. No more platform lock-in. And so I'll bring up Skylight on both platforms here so you guys can see what that looks like. So here it is on the Google Play Store. Right here. It's got some reviews, right here. But this was 2025, so it's like on the app, check it out for yourself, okay? It's got 100,000 downloads there. And then right here, this is what it will look like on your iPhone, right? And everything in between. So that's everything you need to know about TikTok. If there's anything else, I will definitely let you know. Yes, we spent an hour on TikTok because it was necessary. Now, we do have more Bring this virtual troll live coming up right from this space right here, right now. Check this out from Carnival Cruise Lines. Carnival Sunshines 2027-2028 new season brings new continents and a solar eclipse at sea. New sailings include the first ever African ports and expanded European itineraries. Okay, let's get into it. Carnival Cruise Line today announced a new wave of 2027-2028 sailings for Carnival Sunshine, including itineraries that include the cruise line's first ever visits to African ports, several new European destinations, and the return of longtime guest favorites and special sailing positioned for optimized viewing of a rare solar eclipse. From the end of May 2027 through October 2027, Carnival Sunshine will operate a series of Mediterranean and North African cruises, offering a mix of week-long and longer sailings departing from Barcelona, Spain, and Civita, Italy, designed to support back-to-back vacation opportunities. The program calls across Italy, Spain, France, Turkey, Montenegro, Tunisia, and Morocco. The deployment includes Carnival's first ever visits to Africa, with calls in La Gournette, Tunis, Tunisia, and Tanger, Morocco, along with new European ports such as Bari, Italy, Bar Martingo, and Ajacuzzo, Corissa, France. In addition to the new destinations, Carnival Sunshine will return to several ports not visited by the cruise line in many years, giving the chance to rediscover classic favorites like Generono, Santorino, Palmero, and Catalina in Italy, Palma de Mallorca, Spain, and Izmir, Turkey. A highlight of the season is a special solar eclipse departing July 25th, 2027 from Barcelona, Spain, positioning Carnival Sunshine along the maximum visibility for the celestial event on August 2nd, 2027. The itinerary includes visits to Marseilles, France, Gino Sereno, and Catalina, Italy, via Telematala and La Gortet, Tunisia, and will feature themed programming and onboard activities celebrating the eclipse. A similar experience will be offered aboard the Carnival Miracle on an 11 days Carnival Journeys cruise departing for Dover, England on July 29th, 2027. The ship will feature a dedicated day at sea on August 2nd, 2027 for solar eclipse viewing, and will visit Guernsey, Lisbon, and Lexornes, Portugal, and La Corna, Spain, Le Havre, France, and Zeebrugge, Belgium. To any of those places, if I butchered your name, charge it to my head, not my heart, okay? So just to keep it a buck with y'all. To support its upcoming Europe program, Carnival Sunshine will depart from Norfolk, Virginia on May 15, 2027 for a 15-day transatlantic sailing to Dover. Beginning May 30th, 2027, the ship will sail from Dover to Barcelona, featuring calls across Western Europe. At the end of the season, Carnival Sunshine will depart Barcelona for Miami, giving guests a second opportunity to enjoy an extended ocean cruising with visits to Alcanta and Malgana, Spain, and Tangier, Morocco. In addition to these sailings, Carnival Sunshine will offer a diverse lineup of 15 Europe sailings. I was about to say European, but Europe sailings throughout the season. The program includes one sailing from Dover, 4 departures from Civita, Rome, and 10 sailings from Barcelona, showcasing marquee destinations across the Mediterranean and Western Europe. Following its return to the United States, the ship will launch a new series of 10-day and 4-day cruises from Galveston, Texas, starting November 17th, 2027, joining Carnival Breeze, Carnival Horizon, and Carnival Jubilee in the home port. We're excited to bring Carnival Sunshine to an expanded lineup of destinations that offer our guests even more ways to explore Europe and beyond, said President Christina Duffy, with our first ever African ports and new European calls of once-in-a-lifetime eclipse sailing. This deployment delivers variety, adventure, and memorable experiences our guests can look forward to when sailing Carnival. Guests can enjoy a range of dining and entertainment options aboard Carnival Sunshine, including casual favorites such as Guy's Burger Joint, Blue Iguana Cantina, as well as specialty restaurants like Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse and Bonsai Sushi. The ship also features a variety of family fun entertainment and amenities from waterworks to sportswear, the playlist production shows, and Cloud9 Spa. To view all new sailings, click right here. This is the press release, which is in the link below. So if you want to go to any of those sailings, click that Carnival link, then go to the bottom and click here to get all the sailings. For additional information on Carnival Cruise Line and to book your cruise vacation or to book a cruise vacation, call 1-800-CARNIVAL or visit carnival.com or contact your favorite travel advisor or online travel site. So, congratulations to Carnival. Sailing to Africa will be cool now. These are not the only cruise lines that do it. So, let me show y'all this. AMA Waterways, Avalon Waterways, Amanza Selected Cruise Lines, Costa Cruise Lines, Canard Cruise Lines, Holland America Cruise Lines, MGC Cruises, Oceania Cruises, Princess Cruises, Regent Seven Seas Cruises, Royal Caribbean, By the way, Oceania Cruises has just went to 18 and older only. Seabourn Cruise Line, Silver Seas Cruises, Viking, Unaward, Riffle Cruises, and Norwegian Cruise Line. And you want to know what their new island, or if you want to know the improvements that they're making to the Great Stirrup Cay, their private island, here's a little sneak peek.
Introducing the greatest escape in the Caribbean, the island you've been waiting for. Welcome to the Great Life on Great Stirrup Cay. This is the greatest pool you've ever seen life, 28,000 square feet of it, and the epic water park life. It's where you can truly experience the whoa life and the floating through paradise life. It's time to escape to a mind-blowing, sky-high tower of water slides and the Here We Go life. Escape to the One More Please Wherever You Please life and kick it into high gear. Escape to where you can kick back and relax. The great life is waiting. Escape to the incredible new Great Stirrup Cay, only with Norwegian Cruise Line.
Those improvements will be happening this summer at that brand new amazing water park. We spent like a whole hour on it on Brandley's Virtual Tour Live. So shout out to Norwegian Cruise Lines. All these cruise lines for going to Africa. Now that would be a dream come true, the cruise to Africa. Oh my God, the good times that we had upon that cruise. All right, y'all, speaking of good times had, Love is Blind is back, y'all. Season 10 is on the way, everybody. Here we go. Season 10, everything you need to know. Who needs Valentine's Day plans when there's a landmark season to look forward to? Well, I would like a BBW wifey, just saying. It wouldn't be so bad to have as Valentine's Day plan. But hey, listen, there's a new season to look forward to for the rest of us. So there it is. It's time to ring in a milestone season of Love is Blind with a new batch of soulmate seeking singles. The Emmy-nominated series is back for season 10. Yes, 10 seasons of couples getting engaged without ever seeing each other. This time, Love is Blind is heading to the Buckeye State, the state that I'm in. OHIO days from Cincinnati to Columbus will begin their own love stories. Will they all make it to the altar? Time will tell, but what we do know, there will be plenty of drama, passion, or la passion. Shout out to Detective Angel Batista. Yes, indeed, in the Dexter universe. Cannot wait for season 2 of Resurrection. And y'all need to get Original Sin back on and running, because Showtime really ain't got shit since Paramount destroyed Showtime to combine with Paramount Plus, which nobody watches Paramount Plus. But that's neither here nor there. And possibly a few love triangles along the way. Keep scrolling to discover, keep scrolling to learn more, rather, about Love is Blind in season 10, including a peek at who is in the dating pods and when the first batch of episodes, will be released. So, when is the Love is Blind season 10 release date? On February 11th, a new group of singles enter the dating experiment for season 10. Episodes will drop each Wednesday as the couples inch closer to the altar to determine whether love is truly blind. See love from a new perspective. Love is Blind season 10. Who are the season 10 singles? Check back soon to meet the incoming pod squad and to learn about their dating histories, deal breakers, and dreams before they enter the experiment. What happened last season on Love is Blind, and a refresher on everything that happened last season. Catch up with the Denver pod squad to find out who's still together, what happened at the jaw-dropping reunion, and why season 9 made franchise history. Franchise history, you say? Oh, okay. There was a video right there. So that's them meeting in the hallway and stuff. I think that's about it. So first of all, I gotta say congratulations to Netflix, okay, which is absolutely huge, right? 10 seasons on any platform. It's not easy, right? And I have to say congratulations. It's a huge deal. And I think that Love is Blind has really done a lot of good. It's done a lot of bad too. I mean, the lawsuits just keep coming. Somehow y'all still on TV. But with that being said, I may have to review this one because it's in Ohio. I never really understood the power of Love is Blind. But listen, we covered, Temptation Island. That was a great time. And, I might be down to do it. So we'll see. Stay tuned for that. And like I said, to make it to season 10 is such a huge thing. But by the way, for season 9 in the series first, the season ends without anyone tying the knot. Hallelujah. Praise be unto God. Hallowed be thy name. Like, sometimes things don't work out. I don't know why we don't show that on TV. Good damn. But anyway, Love is Blind's coming out February 11th, Ohio edition. If they come to Arkansas, I will review that season 2. Okay. So, and by the way, shout out to the Love is Blind community. I know y'all been reviewing it for 9 seasons now. Some of y'all been there since season 1. So, to any fandom that's about their business, I always will salute y'all. All right. Shout out to the 3 people here. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Glad to have you here. Let's keep it going. We do have more Brand News Virtual Tour Live coming up right from this space right here and right now. Shout out to RollingOut.com, celebrating 25 years on to the next 25. Yes, indeed. There. All right. Here we go, everybody. Nike suffered major data breach from ransomware attack. Yeah, you might want to pay attention to this one. While sportswear giants became targets for cyber criminals demanding payment. Okay. Nike announced that it was investigating a potential data breach after a ransomware group claimed to have obtained approximately 1.4 terabytes of data from the company's business operations. The breach represents the latest in a series of major cyber attacks targeting large corporations in the sportswear and retail sectors. The ransomware group reportedly set a deadline for releasing the stolen data publicly unless Nike paid an unspecified ransom. The attack demonstrates how major consumer brands remain vulnerable to coordinated cyber criminal operations despite significant investment in security infrastructure. The extent of data access during the breach remained unclear initially. Typical data breaches of this type include customer information such as names, email addresses, genders, dates of birth, and location information. The breach could potentially have access business operational data, supplier information, and financial records. Nike declined to provide specifics about what data was compromised or whether ransom demands were made. The vagueness about the scope of the breach meant uncertainty about whether the company's wholesale partners were also affected. Ransomware groups use public threats as pressure attacks. The ransomware group publicly announced the breach and set a deadline for data release, creating pressure on Nike through public knowledge of through private demands. This strategy forces companies to acknowledge breaches publicly while also threatening additional damage through data release. The public announcement also damages corporate reputation even before any ransom decision is made. Companies face pressure to prevent data release while also facing customer backlash from paying criminals. The tactics used by ransomware groups have evolved significantly over recent years. Rather than simply encrypting data and demanding payment for decryption keys, groups now threaten to sell or release stolen data publicly. This creates dual pressure. Companies lose access to their data and face threats of public exposure of sensitive information. The strategy proves effective because companies face financial losses from both the data loss and reputational damage. Many corporations have suffered similar breaches. Recently, several large corporations experienced ransomware attacks in recent years. A major hotel chain suffered an attack that cost the company at least $100 million in damages. I believe that was the Omni Hotel. Now, for those of you who remember 3 with the T back in the day, I think Sassy was down south for, I think, the Mimosas with Melody. And she was staying at the Omni Hotel, and she had to be escorted through the hotel to South 3rd. Well, I reported the fact that there was a Omni attack. Right, and there was also an AT&T attack. There was also a ransomware attack on a hospital. So, yeah, this has been happening. A consumer goods company experienced quarterly sales drops exceeding $350 million following its breach. A major healthcare company suffered a major attack that disrupted operations across its entire network. These incidents demonstrate that ransomware attacks pose significant financial operational threats to large corporations. The pattern of attacks targeting major consumer brands and hospitality companies suggests that cyber criminals view these sectors as high-value targets with significant ability to pay ransoms. Companies typically have valuable customer data, significant financial resources, and motivation to quickly restore operations. This creates financial incentive for ransomware groups to target these sectors repeatedly. Data breaches threaten customer information security. If customer data was indeed accessed during the breach, millions of Nike customers could face risks, including identity theft, fraud, and unauthorized use of personal information. Customer names, email addresses, birth dates, and location information could be used for target phishing attacks or to be sold to other criminal actors. So phishing is pretty much somebody emails you asking for your information. They're phishing virtually for your information. Or sold to other criminal actors. Like I said, the breach potentially compromised data at multiple levels throughout Nike's business operations and potentially at wholesale partners who sell Nike products. Major retailers who sell Nike products face uncertainty about whether their customer data was also compromised. The interconnected nature between buyer supply, retail supply chains, meaning data breaches can ripple throughout multiple companies that affect customers at multiple points of purchase. So think about if you go to designer shoe warehouse. I know Payless Shoes is no longer around. I believe they're online now, though. I believe so. Shoe Carnival, Famous Footwear, Champ Sports, Foot Locker, Finish Line, The Works. Think about those, and also the Nike retail outlets as well. Partners want clarity about whether their systems or customer data were affected, but received minimal information about the scope of Nike's breach. Investigation and response remain ongoing. Nike committed to investigating the breach with assistance from cybersecurity experts, but declined to provide timelines or details about investigation progress. The company's response focused on reassurance about data security commitment rather than transparent communication about the actual scope of the breach. The lack of specific information prevented customers and partners from understanding actual risk or taking preventive measures. The breach investigation will determine what data was accessed, whether ransom was paid, and what security improvements can prevent similar breaches. The outcomes of Nike's investigation and response can influence how other companies approach similar breaches. The incident demonstrates both the vulnerability of major corporations to coordinate attacks and the difficulty companies face in response to breaches while protecting their reputation. Whew. So, what do I think about this destination? Well, first of all, it's terrifying, right? I mean, Amazon changed everything. I mean, there was Company USA, there was Circuit City, many other technology retailers, many other retailers in the 90s as well that are no longer around, or they've come back as a digital store. And, you know, we're all vulnerable. We're all vulnerable. Like, just because you go to a gas station or you go to the grocery store, you go to wherever, and you put in your, chip doesn't mean that it's protected, right? Because they do have, software where they can like scan your ID, or that's why they have the RFID, cases where you can't, scan somebody's, digital credit card or debit cards. So please be careful. This is not to terrify you, but this is to alarm you. Information is powerful if you utilize it correctly. Yes, indeed. All right, y'all. More Brainley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here and right now. Once again, shout out to RollingOut.com, celebrating 25 years on to the next 25. How Ben Winston begged Trevor Noah for one last Grammys. Producer persuades comedian to return for final CBS broadcast. So this is Ben Winston, that is Trevor Noah there. As the 65th annual Grammys approach, producer Bill Winston faced a challenge. Trevor Noah, the host for the past 5 years, has made it clear he was ready to step away. With no replacement yet secured, Winston took a bold step. He reached out to Noah, urging him to host for one final time. Winston, who also produced The Late Late Show with James Gordon, recorded a heartfelt video message that highlighted the show's lineup, emphasizing that Noah's presence was the missing piece. He framed the request as a chance to close CBS's chapter with the Grammys in style and appealed to Noah's love for music. The response took time. Winston described it as the longest he ever had to wait for a text. Eventually, Noah agreed, returning for his 6th consecutive hosting role. In prayers up to Melody Buzzard, she was found dead. And I know it's like, wait a minute, we're going from Trevor Noah to that. But recognize, y'all, people out here that may not be your concern or other people's concern. There was a black woman who was found in the freezing cold in Michigan. I was looking at the different destinations to bring to you before we got on tour together. So check in on family, check in on friends, children, dogs, pets, everybody, because all we have is each other, and no 9-year-old, no child should be dead. Let's keep that a buck. All right, back to the Grammys here. Trevor Noah's impact. Noah's appeal as a host goes beyond comedy. His room and the energy is infectious, making viewers feel as excited as the artist on stage. Winston credited Noah with changing the tone of the Grammys, bringing humor, emotional intelligence, and a genuine connection with performers. Industry insiders pointed out that Noah's presence has influenced the evolution of the show. His ability to balance gravitas with what has shaped each broadcast, making him a vital part of the ceremony's identity. Winston know that Noah's interactions with artists and his natural hosting styles have elevated the Grammys while keeping audiences engaged. The effort behind the performance. Noah has been open about the work to host the Grammys successfully. He likens crafting jokes for the ceremony to parachuting from an airplane. Oh, God. Okay. Gotcha. The metaphor. Okay, got it. While there's a target execution made there. I like that. That's clean. I like that. Clock that too. He dedicates hours to writing and refine his material, aiming to deliver precise, memorable moments while leaving room for spontaneity. This preparation has helped Noah consistently deliver performances that resonate with both audiences and artists. His commitment ensures that each appearance balances humor with respect for the event, reinforcing why he has become one of the most recognizable hosts in recent award show history. Celebrating music and comedy with Noah confirmed for the 2026 broadcast, the Grammys promise a blend of music, comedy, and charisma. Winston's persistence paid off, proving that sometimes with the right host must be persuaded for fans. It marks a chance to witness a final CBS era performance by a host who has redefined the experience of leading a live music award show. The February 1st ceremony is more than a date on a calendar. It represents the energy, insight, and humor that Noah brings to the stage, qualities that have left a lasting mark on the Grammys. First of all, shout out to Bill Winston for being about the business of like, bruh, I need you one more time. And not just needing him for the one more time, just to do the job, but needing him because he understands the power of who he is as Trevor Noah, not as a black person, but as the character of Trevor Noah. And, Trevor Noah, ever since The Daily Show, has really been recluse, but he hasn't really been recluse in a way of, I don't want to talk to anybody, but I think he's just figuring out what his next chapter is. So shout out to Bill Winston and Trevor Noah. The Grammys, February 1st at 8/7 Central, only on CBS and streaming live on Paramount Plus. And then next year, it will be over on ABC. All right, y'all. Speaking of music, let's get into this. From Fortune Magazine, Fortune.com, I'm the Napster CEO. I agree with Pinterest. The Napster face of AI needs to end. This is by Jonathan Arcunto, the CEO of Napster. So I have the article. Let's get to it. Here we go. Here we go. Bill Reddy is right. The Napster face of AI needs to end. I should know. I run Napster. In his Fortune op-ed, Reddy used our name for shorthand for an era when technology outpaced ethics, when access was prioritized over compensation and careers got left behind. He's not wrong about the parallel. Generative AI companies have been scraping the internet's creative output to train models without much thought about who made that content or whether they like to be paid for it. That's a familiar story to us. But what Reddy doesn't seem to know, Napster isn't a cautionary tale anymore. We're an AI company. We spent a quarter of a century learning the exact lesson he's describing. What the original Napster revealed in 1999. In 1999, shout to the Prince, yes indeed. That iconic Super Bowl show, In the Rain. Very hard to top that. He'll still be here. He really should. Napster didn't fail because the idea was wrong. It failed because the business model didn't exist yet. The insight was correct. People want instant, universal access to music. They want to discover new artists without buying a full album. They want their library in their pocket. Q and the iPod Touch, which honestly, the iPod Touch really shouldn't went away because, you got text now, WhatsApp, and all these places where you can get a very cheap mobile plan and make it do what it did. So, but anyway, honestly, there was a Samsung Galaxy player that should never went away. And honestly, they could take this right here, the Motorola G Play, and make this the Motorola G Player, where it has no mobile connection, just for Wi-Fi, and it can be your music player. Very easy to do, but hey, that's just my opinion. Each single one of those desires turned out to be true. Spotify, Apple Music, and the entire streaming economy proved it. The failure was that Napster moved faster than anyone could figure out how to compensate the people who made the music. That's the part that took another decade to solve. AI is in that same window right now. The technology works. The demand is real. Well, I think demand's in the eye of the beholder, but okay, let's keep going. The compensation models are still catching up. Ray is correct to call that out. What Napster is building now. In 1999, we democratized access to music. In 2026, we're democratizing access to expertise. That's the mission that guides every product decision we make today. Napster builds AI agents that lets real humans with real knowledge share what they know with everyone at unprecedented scale. We call those agents companions. They are not generic chatbots pulling from the entire internet. They are built on verified specific expertise that users can collaborate with, and people who create them own them and get paid for what they get paid when they're used. That's the difference between the Napster phase and what comes after. Not whether knowledge gets shared widely, but whether the people who create it benefit. Our belief is that consumers come first, both in terms of why we build AI technology and what they create with it. I want to agree with Reddy on something else too. He argues that the AI conversation has been too focused on who's building the biggest proprietary models and not enough on open source to democratize access. That's spot on. Pinterest reportedly achieved performance comparable to proprietary models at 90% less cost by using open source tools. That's the future. Democratized AI systems allowing a wide swath of industries and people to perform better, freeing up time for creativity and growth. The next generation of transformative companies won't be built by whoever has the most GPUs. They'll be built by entrepreneurs and educators and small businesses who have domain expertise and finally have the tools powerful enough to do something with it, monetize it. That's what we're trying to enable. AI is a fantastic collaborator and catalyst for creativity, but ideas are the domain of humankind. We need to preserve it. We need to preserve the human origins of innovation rather than trying to commoditize it through the use of AI. How the Napster phase ends. Reddy invokes our name as a warrant. I'd rather it be understood as a lesson we've already internalized. The music industry eventually found its model. Artists get royalties, streaming services pay license fees. It's not perfect, but it's a functional economy where creators participate in the value that they generate. That evolution happened because Napster forced the conversation more than 25 years ago. That same thing needs to happen in AI. We're not waiting around for someone else to figure out. So yes, Bill, the Napster phase of AI needs to end. We agree. We're working on it. And unlike last time, we're building the part where creators get paid from the start. Everyone else needs to find a way to build that too. So this is what I have to say about what John said, responding to the CEO of Pinterest. I've always stated that AI needs to be utilized as a resource, not the source. It needs to be utilized as a resource, not the source. It needs to be utilized as the resource, not the source. You have Tilly Norwood, who she's going to be repped by a agency in Hollywood. You have an AI campaign from that same actress. You have an AI artist that got a $2 million recording contract, and her song is on the Billboard Hot 100s. It could be nominated for a Grammy. You have AI movie directors. You've been hearing about the first AI movie could be coming here very soon. You have a channel called ROXI that have AI hosts. Okay, so like I keep saying, whenever I utilize AI, I do use AI, but I'm going to tell you how I utilize it. I utilize it as a resource, not the source. Like I said, when it comes to BFP Imagineering, me, Phil, and Florentine do not have the money to go out and, build out huge concepts to bring to y'all. So we utilize AI to talk about the theme park industry. Whenever I am pitching a deep dive live, whether it's for Disney Quest, whether it's for the Uno Social Club, whether it's for like the expansion of whether it's for the expansion of, for example, Disney's California Adventure, rebranding that as the Composition of Magic Theme Park. Whenever I pitch big concepts, I do utilize AI. I use it to guide, to help me get a guide together to be able to present to you. One of the biggest examples was when I transformed Las Vegas hotels, and that was a fun time. So I do agree with Bill Reddy of we need to still utilize humanity as the source and use AI as the resource, because there was an article from the High Report that came out that said, can Hollywood handle another strike? Now, you would have thought after the writer strike and the actor strike that ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and CW, all the streamers would be like, hey, we want an open casting call. We want new content. Submit your name, your age, your phone number, your address, and tell us what you do, what your show, and all that stuff. Send us a media kit, and you can be on TV. But no, goalposts are still moving. Why do you think I pitched YouTube Studios? Hell to low. Eventually, they're going to have to do it. Fox has already done Creator Studios, right? So, like I said, if you understand the moves that are happening around you, you'll understand what you're seeing in front of you. So, I think that the CEO of Napster is correct. And I do think Napster could be a media company. I really, really do. Because there's not really a media company for the culture of the culture by the culture. And it needs to be one out there. So, yes, indeed. Shout out to Napster, making it do what it do there. All right, y'all. If you need somewhere to be, okay, if you need somewhere to be, shout out to our good friends at Black PR Wire, a great, great site. Here we go, everybody. Florida A&M University's Harambe Festival returns for unity and cultural celebration. Right there, February 28th, 2026, and that is the logo. They're inspiring unity in the community at the Woolpacker Performing Arts Amphitheater. All right, let's get into it here. In Tallahassee, Florida, Florida A&M University will host the 2026 Harambe Festival on Saturday, February 28th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Woolpacker Amphitheater, bringing together students, alumni, and the Tallahassee community for a day centered on unity, culture, and celebration. Now in its 9th year, the Harambe Festival is one of FAMU's signature cultural events celebrating Black history, heritage, and community connection. The word Harambe, a Swahili term meaning all pulled together, reflects the spirit and collective responsibility and cultural pride that anchors the annual celebration. The Harambe Festival plays a vital role in our relationship with the Tallahassee community and surrounding areas by enhancing our brand through community engagement, says Vernon Bryant, Harambe Festival Project Manager. It also allows us to showcase our colleges and schools and highlights the programs the university has to offer. The festival will feature live entertainment, cultural performances, community engagement activities, and family-friendly programming designed to highlight the richness of African and African-American culture while strengthening connections across campus and the broader Tallahassee community. In addition to live performances, attendees can expect a diverse lineup of local vendors offering food, art, fashion, and cultural goods, interactive workshops and activities for all ages, giveaways, opportunities to engage community partners, information booths representing FAMU colleges, schools, and campus initiatives. By the way, if you go down, ask about application fees and if they will waive them, because sometimes at events like this, they will waive the application fee if you want to go to any college. So ask about the waiving, okay? Just keep it up. Also, too, sometimes, depending on the fair, they might offer scholarships on the spot, because there have been fairs that they've offered scholarships on the spot before. I'm looking out for y'all. Parking and shuttle information. Attendees may park at Bragg Stadium West Side for shuttle pickup beginning at 11 a.m. Shows run every 30 minutes throughout the duration of the festival. Vendors interested in participating in the 2026 Harambe Festival can apply online at engagefamu.edu/Harambe 2026. For more information or to inquire about sponsorship and volunteer opportunities, contact Vernon Bryant at 850-599-3413. That's 850-599-3413. That's 850-599-3413. Or you can email vernon.bryant@famu.edu. So, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, FAMU, congratulations, nothing but love, prayers, and support to the 2026 Harambe Festival happening February 28th, okay? Saturday, February 28th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Woolpacker Amphitheater. It looks like a good time's going to be had for sure. Y'all, that's all I got for y'all. That's the show. Let me see if there's any positive news. You know, we always try to find a positive news story to end the show for you all. Let's see. Let me see. You know what? Let's talk about this. I will always elevate somebody trying to do good in the neighborhood for sure. So here we go. So, new podcast on the block. Fat Joe star AZ Million launches As If, a fashion podcast. So let's watch this. Here we go.
First segment I'm going to call Sigh or Fly. If it's a miss, whack, it's a sigh, it's a yawn. And if it's a hit, it's fly. And I'm going to tell you. Tiana Taylor in Schiaparelli. She's perfect, no flaws, no notes. I think she ate. Next, we have Jenna Ortega. Just been giving us these like emo goths, and I get it, Wednesday Addams. I also want to see her evolve. Honestly, a little bit of a medium side. Kylie and Timmy have really, really grown on me. I like the matching chrome. He did chrome this past Golden Globes too, down to the Tims. He gets fly. I think somebody pronounced him White Boy of the Year. I second that. You can tell immediately when somebody walks in a room and they look like a mannequin. That's not the vibe.
First
segment I'm going to call
this. Shout out to anybody trying to do good in the neighborhood. And, you know, I'm sure Fat Joe knows people to elevate her, but I think she might want to do this on her own. Although I think AZ Million and Ashanti, they want to collab episode would be amazing. Just saying, because Fat Joe knows Ashanti and everybody and all that good stuff. So always doing good in the neighborhood. I'm going to turn on my camera now because we done the whole show for over an hour. Yes, we have. What a show this morning. What a show. Spending a whole hour on TikTok. And really, I think the downfall of TikTok, if you ask me personally, I'm not wishing that to happen, of course, but I mean, when you have uninstalls at, 150%, yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. That is a huge problem that you need to figure out now, for sure. And then Carnival Cruise Line sailing to Africa for the first time. How cool is that? I've always wanted to take a cruise, and I never thought about Africa. I've always wanted to go to Africa. So listen, anything is possible. Love is Blind coming to the OHIO, child. I hope y'all filmed during the summer because right now it is cold. Listen, I know camera equipment's guys stay cool, but this is a different type of cold, okay? Just keep it to the buck with y'all. So that'll be coming out February 11th, the landmark 10th season of Love is Blind. That Nike breach. Y'all, please be careful with where you purchase, okay? Because, like I said, life is too short for your identity to be taken away from you virtually or physically. Amen to that. Amen. Trevor Noah hosting the Grammys one more time. It's going to be a good time. February 1st at 8/7 Central live on CBS and streaming live on Paramount Plus. And then, of course, next year it will be on ABC, and then 2028 the final Oscars on ABC, hosted by Conan O'Brien. Then 2029 the Oscars are coming to YouTube. We'll see how that goes for damn sure. Napster, and there was in the CEO's response to AI. Like I said, AI should be a resource, not the source. And I think when we understand that, I think we're going to be A-okay. Like, AI is here to stay. No, we should never allow AI to dictate the movement of what needs to matter in the world for sure. And then FAMU with their Harambe Festival happening February 28th, Saturday, February 28th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sounds like a good time it's going to be having. And then AZ Million, Fat Joe's Dark, making a fashion podcast, always rooting for people to win for sure. Y'all, that's the show. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all so much for being here. One love, much love, all love. Phil Love is sending it right back to you. Tonight, Married to Medicine. We're talking about it live at 6 o'clock. One love, much love, all love. Phil Love is sending it right back to you. Bye, everybody. Stay warm wherever you are, okay? If it's too cool, I hope you get warmed up, okay? All right, in more ways than one. Yeah, I said that. All right, love you all. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
Child Bradley over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Bradley over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Bradley over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Bradley over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child Bradley over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying